Oh, it was that was like I'm predicting 2-0 for this series for H2k, and I was not expecting it to go that way. H2k rocked the house. Although Gamers2 did just get themselves Warwick, which according to Solo Q Wisdom at the moment means they've automatically won this game.
It can mean that. I mean, Warwick is very, very strong in the current jungle. He's got his Hungering Strike to keep himself sustained. Infinite Duress along with that Stalker's Blade combo can be very, very deadly. But for Bivin on Jace, Yarnan on Corki, like, I'm not worried for H2k at the moment.
Yeah, they got themselves the biggest disengage poke AD and mid laner you could possibly want. So yeah, Janna gets picked out. Not expecting to see. It's possible, however, that Gamers2 can work around this fact, because even if you've got all the disengage in the world, it doesn't matter, assuming Warwick is strong enough to split push, because he can do that. 2 damage items, he actually kills minions quite quickly, and he will 1v1 anyone on the planet. So that can actually be used against that kind of style of play. You split up the poke comp and it's much, much weaker on every single level. In fact, there's so many picks and things going on. I'll have to talk about Warwick later. Pantheon as well.
Pantheon as well, probably going to be picked up in the jungle here for Lulix. He can be actually really, really strong with that Aegis of Zionia passive, keeping himself sustained in the jungle, because of course you're blocking the next Stalker attack coming in, meaning that even though the jungle's harder hitting, it's not hitting you as often. So Pantheon is actually a really strong jungler in the current patch. However, we see Lucian and Leona being picked up in the bot lane here for the side of Gamers2. The double L's, are they going to be able to face up against the Janna Corki lane? Janna, great at disengaging Leona, great at disengaging Lucian if he tries to get that Relentless Pursuit in as well. It's going to be difficult for them.
Yeah, I think they might have a serious problem actually with Leona and being unable to get there, because a good Janna will always hit you with the Howling Gale whenever you try to go in on the Zenith Blade. And assuming you can't go in, then Leona falls apart as a champion. It's also worth noting, by the way, on the subject of the Pantheon, he can do a level 3 dragon and take 0 damage if he runs the right rune setup. So they're going to have to bear that in mind. I doubt that Gamers2 will let them get away with it. They'll have to be careful about warding it, though. And even a single kill in the early game in that bot lane can easily immediately mean a dragon. It gives you so much threat on the objectives.
Definitely does. Victor and Zed being locked here for Gamers2. Now, Victor actually, I know, is a favourite of Ocelot. He really likes that Victor in the mid lane, especially when playing up against someone like a Jace, because you can use your death ray to harass them down relatively easily while standing behind your own minions. Thus, they can't hit the shock blast, the shock blast combination onto you, shock blast acceleration gate, because you can't get past that minion line. Because mid lane is a very tight lane, you don't have the angles you would in top or bot. It's a lot more difficult to get the angle to get it back round the back line of minions. But we saw how well Forbidden played in that last game. Ocelot wasn't seeming on form. Perhaps one of his more comfortable picks, like the Victor, will allow him to feel a bit freer in that lane.
Yeah, and with this Kassadin pick, to me, smells like they want to run it against that Victor. They want to be able to do that. But assuming Gamers2 can control the situation correctly, that actually may not be necessary. JWoww is a classic carry top laner. It looks like he's going to be running Victor here, according to the swap.
Yeah.
But I'd actually like to see him take the Zed. It could work top lane. It's just it doesn't fare that well against bruisers that much. But that's not how Kassadin works. Kassadin is not going to have much answer to Razor Shurikens. He's not going to have much answer to the level 6 all-in either. But looks like we will be seeing it top lane. So that's just spitballing at the moment.
It's a composition that I have never seen before coming out from Gamers2. Like, they put Victor in the top lane. JWoww doesn't commonly play Victor. He's more a fan of aggressive top laners, like you were saying, like the Rivens, like the Zeds, like he plays a Gnar as well at some point. Like, he can be very aggressive in that top lane. Ku in the jungle Warwick, I think Gamers2 were discussing a little bit in the lobby before they got in how they haven't really been able to practice that much on 4.20 because they've been practicing for the expansion tournament, which is of course on 4.19 on Tournament Realm. I feel a little bit like they've gone, what are we comfortable on? What can we kind of play well? What might work? Let's just put it together and see if we can make a team comp out of it.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very tricky for them there. the basics, the what Gamers2 needs for success. They need Warwick to get going as soon as possible, hit that level 6 without having to deal with any shenanigans from Pantheon. They need their bot lane to do well on their trades, to not let Janna just get Corki really, really strong and farmed up. And they need Jace to die at level 6. They need it to happen. Top lane, I don't know what they can do. It's going to be tricky to run Victor into that Kassadin with a magic damage shield, but we'll see. All those factors may work for them or against them, but we'll be seeing when we get into game in just 2 minutes time. Delay timer, and so advert break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I have a funny feeling we may have gone live while Sona is absent, possibly for calls of nature. But regardless, I will keep you entertained while that's all going on. Yeah,
I am actually here. I'm here. I just muted my mic by accident. So I did a wonderful introduction. I was like, well, welcome back, guys. Be excited. And then you guys couldn't actually hear me at all. So.
I must have overridden you there and started talking about the WC.
Yeah. Well,
that must have been a confusing moment for you.
It's fine. It's fine. You couldn't hear me.
But from your perspective?
Yeah, from my perspective, I was confused. But then you came in and took it away very, very nicely. So this is the second game of a best of 3 between Gamers2 and H2k. Black Monster Cup quarterfinals coming out, and H2k dominated in that first game. They've got a good picks and bans phase for themselves again. And do you think we're going to see them dominate again here, Spuddington?
It's very likely, as far as I can tell. Yuki going to be taking a good half his health, and the minions did just spawn. So if Hjarnan knows he's recalling there, he's not going to let him.
Here we go. Lots of there's the phosphorus bomb, and Yuki actually in an awful position here because Voidor coming from the side. He's going to be in lane on about 150 HP, or he's going to lose out an entire wave of XP. Hjarnan just waiting there again.
Rip.
Look at that. That is so much pressure being put down here by H2k.
And he's basically just won himself like a free minion wave there, Hjarnan, by doing those 2 interrupts. And you can see as well, he's grouping up the minions so that they will do maximum damage to the enemy minions. Look, they're going to focus all the same minion, kill as many as possible, deny all the XP.
Yeah, that is so difficult for Gamers2 to do anything in this bot lane now. And we talked about how they had a strong bot lane. Well, it's not going to be strong at all at the early point of this game. They've really got nothing they can do whatsoever.
Yeah, and Kasing, don't know why he started W there. That seems a little bit strange, but well, he did so, and that means it's going to be even longer until they get the standard EQW combo from the Leona.
Meanwhile, Ocelot trying to go on to Forbidden here, but Forbidden using that range advantage, using the Mercury cannon to get as much damage down onto Ocelot as possible. And the Doran's Blade is actually going to help out Forbidden in this lane. He's going to get a lot more auto attacks down, so be able to sustain himself up a little bit better.
Yeah, and we've got to remember. Okay, so I mentioned before in Champion Select. Oh, yeah, damn, Ocelot's taking a lot of damage, but
yeah,
mentioned in Champion Select that they are going to be heavily dependent, Gamers2, on winning their laning phases in several locations at once. That, I think, may be where the Warwick pick is actually their undoing, because the one weakness he really, really has above all else is he's still a farm jungler. In the early game, until 6, he does nothing.
Nothing. Need that infinite duress to come in for the ganks. Yes, you can try and apply a little bit of pressure, but not really a huge amount that you can do, especially when your lanes are already quite far behind. The best lane for him to gank would have been bot lane, but with Kasing and Yuki struggling as much as they are, might just give a 3v2 and actually lose it, give up 3 kills.
Yeah, Ku is... It actually looks like he might be heading down there, but I don't see it now. He's just going to double cover.
It's just going to farm.
Yeah, there's nothing else he can do realistically, so it's just going to be batten down the hatches, because at the moment it looks like mid lane maybe are going Ocelot's way a little bit. He has at least got the all-in potential that Jace maybe lacks. But top lane is going to go against them eventually, just by virtue of Cassidy being so good against Victor. And that bot lane is only going to get worse as the poke and the shield and the disengage continues to get Gamers2's bot lane even lower. So they're already failing on 2 of the biggest factors that we noted in Champion Select.
Yeah, and we can see immediately Skirmisher's Saber being picked up on Ku on that Warwick. Might have wanted to go for the Ranger's Trailblazer for that little bit of extra tankiness and a little bit of extra clear, but he knows he needs to be a damage output for his team. He needs to get a good gank off with that first infinite duress. If the first infinite duress whiffs or it doesn't quite get a kill, you really have to worry for Gamers2 here, because they lose all of that pressure coming out from the jungle.
It is going to be very, very tricky. Kasing forced to take maybe 100 health of damage just to get the cannon creep. That's not good. That's not a good ratio of damage to creep gain.
Well, they're just like they're trying to get those stacks off on the runic, not the runic, the relic shield, but really not able to do anything in the lane. Like Yuki's standing a mile behind his creeps. He's 12 CS behind already, and he's taking phosphorus bombs to the face. And look at how confident H2k are. Lulux is gonna try and solo Dragon 6 minutes into the game.
The cute thing here, of course, though, is because Pantheon takes literally 0 damage, it's a very low-risk play, and they may catch Ko from it.
Yeah, but you know what is a high-risk play? Taking a lot of damage from that Dragon. 2 AoE auto-attacks from Dragon will get him low. The rest of the team decides to come across and help, and they will be able to take it out relatively easily here. If Ku had baited that round a little bit more, it would have been great. And actually we see Kasing jumping onto Hyanan. Ku is there as well, but Hyanan gets taken quite low with a Hungering Strike. Phosphorus Bomb does come out. Lulux is there. Gonna have to go onto the stun on Ku, and that Warwick is in a dangerous position, flashes away. But the Valkyrie in from Harding, Hungering Strike will keep him alive. Flash in, they do get first blood. Kasing not in a good position anymore, has to flash away. And a great little fight there for H2k.
I mean, I'll give Kasing props there. He predicted the flash perfectly. He just couldn't do anything to stop it, and in so doing, wasted his flash.
Yeah.
I mean, Hyanan's low now, so maybe they can at least get this wave pushed out, get back themselves without losing too much XP, and reset that bot lane so they have the all-in threat again when they get back in. Maybe from that they can start snowballing some kills. It's a bit of a long shot, but they need to go back right now. And if he gets around behind them, then Lulux would easily get a kill. He's not going to try. But don't let your recalls get cancelled here.
That would be so dangerous for them. Odoamne and Crixus farming up in the top lane. Crixus already back, teleported back into the lane. Has got that prototype core? No, Hex Core Mark 1, sorry. Upgraded, so he's going to be getting a little bit of extra AP off that. But at the moment, you have to give that lane across towards Castan. As you were saying, he's picked up a Catalyst already. If he can get his Rod of Ages, there's not going to be much that JWoww can do against him.
Look at the vision control from H2k as well. 2 nicely placed pinks. First one actually in their opponent jungle that is Gamers2 are aware of it, because that's how Warwick was detected trying to interrupt that dragon. But even so, H2k were not afraid to move in and place their territory down.
Not, and that's actually how Lulux could be comfortable doing the dragon as well, because he knew that he'd spot Warwick around if he did come around. There was a ward in the tri-bush at the same time, meaning that he was protected from all angles. And H2k, very aggressive, but also very safe in a way, because they are making sure that if they do go for an aggressive play, They're able to spot out the enemy, and actually Hana going to get jumped on here by Yuki. Goes very, very low, has to use that Valkyrie to get away, but will be able just to get back towards his tower.
That's the kind of playstyle Yuki's been wanting to do this entire lane, but because he was so low on health, had he done that earlier on, it wasn't going to work in his favour. Now, Forbiven is surrounded.
Yeah, the dog might get jumped on by the wolf. Kasing trying to come in from the side, doesn't have level 6, no flash on. Here comes Ku, flash away from Forbiven. Yep, immediate, totally understandable as well. You don't want to get caught in that infinite duress.
Yeah, he was 100% dead, but now without that flash, it's going to be much, much harder. The thing about Zed is you can actually outplay Zed by flashing away from his Razor Shurikens, and Yuki may be in trouble.
Yeah, he's in a lot of trouble, does have to flash away. Hyanan going in with the Valkyrie, Voidal coming in from the side as well, but at the moment, Gamers2 actually doing a good job. Yes, they did lose out on that dragon, but they're not too far behind in the gold. They're beginning to hit some of their item thresholds. We see a Bilgewater Cutlass and that longsword onto Ocelot in the mid lane, going to be getting quite a bit of damage. And do you expect him to go for a Brutalizer next, or do you think he'll finish the Blade of the Ruined King?
So, Brutalizer generally means you're a little bit concerned about your early game. Blade of the Ruined King is the confidence pick. I hate to say it, but I'm thinking Brutalizer.
Yeah. I totally agree with you there. He is out CSing Forbiven in the mid lane, but look at how defensive he's having to be. Forbiven pushing towards that tower, already getting that hypercharge down. And it's what we talked about. The cannon form on Jace can really help you harass down towers easily and harass down melee champions like Zed very, very easily.
And remember what I said in Champion Select? Jace needs to die at level 6. Zed has the potential. Warwick has the potential to set Zed up, even if Zed is having trouble getting in for it, but it just hasn't been happening. And it's testament to Forbiven. He has never put a foot wrong. He's never getting in deathmark range, even though he's keeping up very efficiently on farm. And that's only going to be a problem in the long run here, unless they can start getting some kills somewhere on the board. Gamers2, they just don't have the comp to fight.
Forbiven's going to be collapsed on here, and I don't think Who realizes that Lulux is just off towards the side. Here comes Forbiven. Ocelot there as well, and they do actually Grand Skyfall into the bot lane there by Lulux, picks up the kill. Quite just too easy for them, really. They just jump onto Kasing, didn't have flash available, and gets taken down very quickly. Spartacus and Ocelot going to get jumped on here. He does pop that deathmark, the teleport comes in as well, but he's been exhausted. Odomwamne goes in, gets the nose spear down, will Riftwalk across the wall to get himself away towards safety. JWoww does get taken, does get the kill there onto Forbiven. Odomwamne needs to be careful. He has got a Riftwalk, but he's getting chased down by that hungry wolf. Infinite Dress comes out, and a good little fight there for Gamers2. Picks them up 2 kills.
Yeah, it was a godsend teleport basically from JWoww there, salvaging a potentially disastrous situation, and with very good timing as well. That gives them potential now to take mid tower, which gives them control over the enemy jungle. They might be able to get this dragon off it. They can certainly get vision control on the Scuttle Crab, and maybe Lulex.
Yeah, maybe Lulux as well. He's getting pressured down here. Nice ultimate coming out there from Leona. A Howling Gale into Eye of the Storm, though, from Voidal will keep Lulux alive. And that was a gorgeous little support play there to keep his jungler safe.
No smite there from Warwick, which is a weird thing to say, because he could have smited, though, and the ult procs the true damage. It almost certainly would have gotten the kill on Lulux, but he didn't want to use it, maybe paranoid about the dragon. I'd still say it's better to kill the enemy jungler and have no smite when your enemy also has no smite.
Most decidedly. And we do actually see Who going back to base. He's going towards that Devour enchantment. Kasing getting jumped on here by Odomwamne. Bivin is going to be the target, but Kasing has no mana, flashes the wall, and will get out towards safety. The second dragon has been started here on the side of H2k, and if they can get this extra damage to minions and monsters, will only help them push out these lanes as they try and put pressure down onto Gamers2.
Yeah, it's a big deal, and it goes uncontested once again. JWoww actually doing quite a lot of damage here.
A lot of damage onto Odomwamne, but he just retreats.
Combo.
Yeah, retreats back towards the tower. And he will be relatively safe underneath that tower. Will back away actually because he did see Ku coming in from the side, but At the moment, Lulux is in trouble because he's been deathmarked. That Ocelot is there, and the Infinite Duress comes in as well. But Bivin trying to get Ku back under the tower will manage it, but will he be able to take him out? He will, because here comes Odoamne. Force pulse onto Ocelot, and Odoamne is going to decide to back away because they did have JWoww coming from the top. But Ku, a little bit too aggressive, gets taken out, and it's a good trade actually there for H2k considering the position they were in.
Yeah, it's not the worst situation, but Ku didn't have to die there. He tanked an extra tower shot with the movement speed from the low HP. He might well have been able to get out, and once again, it's a mechanical failure from a player who was formerly known as a mechanical god, but we haven't seen him be that self that we used to see back in the day when he was on NIP. And now, I think JWoww is not long for this
Chaos
world.
Storm did go down to Odoamne. Actually, he might be able to escape. There's a tower right there. Odoamne is getting chased by the Chaos Storm, and if that Death Ray had connected, which it almost did, he might have even been able to pick up a kill there.
Yeah, fair play. That was actually really, really scary.
Yeah.
Fun fact about Victor, he does a lot of damage. That's his thing.
Definitely does, especially if that Death Ray had connected just at the tip of it. It wasn't quite able to get in there, but it's already at his 5th stack of that. He's going to be melting targets away, and that's why I expected to see it picked in the mid lane, really, just because Ocelot very good on that. We've been able to clear out here against Forbidden, but Ocelot not struggled too much. Zed his most played champion in ranked this season, so relatively comfortable on that SKT1 Zed in the mid lane.
Yeah, but, well, they're still not out of this yet. I mean, I keep talking as if Gamers2 has failed, but I just feel like if H2k now, at this stage even, and especially once they get stuff like the Last Whisper onto Forbidden, and Corki's really gotten rolling now with his Triforce, if they can just get themselves into that 5-on-5 siege situation now, Gamers2 has no answer except like an incredibly good flank and engage.
Nice little red buff steal there by JWoww. Got a lot of damage down onto that. Lulux is going to be without that for a little while, and Gamers2 are trying to force early-ish fights because they know that they need to be careful of some thresholds. But Bivin actually going to walk straight in here towards Kasing. Kasing goes onto the backline, but gets Monsoon back onto the tower. And Kasing a mile out of position there. So is Yuki as well. One missile barrage, flash exhaust. The big one comes out. Yuki gives up the ghost, and Bivin picks up the kill.
Yeah, that was not a good place for Kasing to be. I mean, fair play to him there. He did get monsooned further out of position, but now we're going to see the siege scenario. They are going to send Kassadin up. That was cheeky.
It's very, very cheeky. They're going to push down mid lane as well, though. Should be an easy enough tower for them to pick up if they get the minions back, but going to be a couple of seconds before they are there, and they decide to back away from it. H2k wanting to be safe, and this is what I said earlier. They're a very aggressive team, but they also know their boundaries, know their limits, and they know that they need to be a little bit fearful at the moment of JWoww in this top lane, doing a lot of damage.
Ku got in on Voidal.
Oh wow, so he did. Ku managed to chase this one down, and Voidal, red buff is proccing, he's going to go down. Ku picks up the kill, and a very good little trade there for Gamers2. Did not expect him to get that there that quickly. Does have Moby boots though, and so we'll be able to get around the map relatively fast. Now, for Bivin, it needs to be careful because if Ku can get onto him, there is that red buff, but there is a tower there still, of course, and the teleport coming in behind them. Kasing is the one who needs to be careful now because there's a mid lane fight as well.
Is it anyway?
Grand Skyfall's coming out. Yuki goes down. There's the Grand Skyfall onto Kasing. Kasing gets taken out. And Yuki actually going down 1v1 to Hyanan. Meanwhile, Crixus JWoww still pushing out that top lane tower, and it's only Voidal left to defend against him.
That is... Well, I mean, Voidal, he's got better than average wave clear for a support on the Howling Gale and the shield. But the thing is, you can't really split push safely with Victor. He's immobile. Like, he will get chased down one at a time. Kassadin can easily just keep popping in for a slow, so he has to give huge respect to anyone coming to stop him. And that means that H2k barely need to, get like a waft from Kassadin's armpit to terrify the life out of him and force him to run away. So, and of course he wafts across the map extremely quickly, which means, not much point in pushing out like that as Victor, but doesn't have a lot of choice at the moment. They can't teamfight either.
Can't at all. It does look like it's going to be Ocelot and JWoww trying to push out the... Sorry, just Ocelot and Ku trying to push out this top lane. Odoamne doesn't know that Ku's here, nor does he know that Ocelot's here. He rift walks away. Ku trying to get the chase on, has infinite dress. There it goes. Smoke will come out from Ocelot, but Odoamne is going to try and dodge away. Flash in there by Ocelot. Will it tick it? It will, because there's an ignite there as well. And Ocelot picks up Odoamne in the top lane. But is it enough? Because Hyanen's going to face up against Yuki. Look at the damage. We do see JWoww trying to come in, but even a death ray only does a little bit for Hyanen's health. And at the moment, Yuki really can't do anything, even in a 1v1.
Yeah, seriously, that is a fed Corki though. That is 4-0-1, 170 CS to 130 and 0-2. That is an above 2,000 gold gap. This is also, and that's also not counting the 2 dragon bonuses. Bit of a gap. Not that surprisingly, gets completely demolished. But I would say we did just see the one hope spot for Gamers2 here. In that if Warwick can get fed and if Zed can get fed, no one can extend alone against that combo. That is impossible to deal with if they start split pushing.
But the good thing is, the good thing for H2k is that one item almost counteracts both of them. Deathmark can be Quicksilver sashed, as can Infinite Duress, and we already see that being picked up on for Bivin. Like, yes, it's a bit of a gold investment, but if you can get out of both Deathmark and Infinite Duress in one little item combo, you can actually start split pushing against Gamers2.
Yeah, it's always a tough ask when you're this far behind, but it's still only 4k, and eventually Lucian will scale up. There's also the fact that if you're going to go too aggressive...
So Bivin's going to face check this. There's the Infinite Dress. There's the Quicksilver, but the Smut comes in afterwards, and that's a nice little timing there by Gamers2. They will pick up the kill. And you just have to wait for the Quicksilver to be used, and then you can go in with that death mark. But Lulux is going to jump on Kasing. Solar Flare comes down, the culling as well. JWoww from the side does a lot, and you do see Kasing trying to jump back in, but Yuki doesn't have the damage behind him yet to actually clean anyone up there.
Yeah, I have to wonder why Kasing went back in there. He's got his flash still, so maybe didn't need to die, but he did. And the other minor thing, though, that I was going to mention and that might have come into play there but didn't, was the fact that Victor, if you don't respect Victor in a team fight, he will wreck your entire team. He has so much AoE damage.
Yeah.
And he is actually strong enough that Odoamne is still also willing to respect him one-on-one. I mean, it is level 13 to level 11 since he's never left top lane, but even so, that's still a good performance.
Oh, definitely, and he's well farmed up as well. He's got 50 CS on his lane opponent, sitting on almost the most gold in the game at the moment. 7,000 on him. Actually, Ocelot doing really well on his gold as well. Only 200 behind his lane opponent. And the big difference is in that bot lane. There's a 3,000 gold difference between Hyanen and Yuki. And Yuki, you can see it in the fights. He's only got an Infinity Edge as opposed to the Triforce, Sork Shoes, Pickaxe and that Vampiric Scepter coming out from Hyanen. Hyanen just outputs so much more DPS.
Yeah, we did just see Voidal nearly get 100-0'd and forced to flash by JWoww, but no ult now means a lot less threat to this comp, and he's gonna get back in before the Chaos Storm can. And this siege, Gamers2, what are they gonna do? Are they gonna engage? Well, it's a 5-on-4, but the distance is too difficult to deal with. They're kiting it too well.
Yeah.
Ku isn't even there.
And Ku picks up his red buff, will just let the rest of his team try and clear out that mid wave. And at the moment, Gamers2 are trying to just rest back a little bit, trying to get a bit of CS under their belts, trying to get their AD carry a little bit more farm as well. But Kasing off to the side, half health, that's not where you want to be. He's going to get spotted out by the ward as well, does clear it away, but needs to be very careful because all that needs to happen is for Lulux to jump on him and he would get melted. Ocelot trying to get some damage across the backline with the Living Shadow into those shurikens, but at the moment, H2k definitely pushing their advantage.
Somehow Gamers2 have to create a flank, but at the same time, if Warwick is caught out solo, if Zed is caught out solo too far out, it's very, very simple for H2k to punish that by jumping on them with Cassidy and Pantheon and bursting them before the rest of Gamers2 can join up. So it's this incredibly difficult balance game that they're playing, but that shield that was introduced in the last patch on the tower it's probably been taken down 3 or 4 times now.
It's doing so much work though, just giving them a shield as they try and resist the poke coming out from H2k. The shock blast, the missiles, Kasing gets taken low again, but he'll get another shield, and it's difficult to push against the tower that has the shield forever, but H2k are managing it. Solar Flare comes on Kiana, though JWoww gets jumped on. Kiana managed to get away to the backline. The Grand Skyfall is going to come out. Ocelot trying to come in from the backside was nowhere near the fight. He needs to be so careful, realizes it and backs away, but they do get the tower. JWoww went very, very low. Ocelot jumps back in and won't be able to chase onto this, and they weren't able to melt the AD carry, who got caught right in the middle of a Solar Flare.
It was, in fairness, thanks to slightly dodgy CC chaining and a fantastic Monsoon from Voidal.
Yeah.
The problem was they all jumped on him immediately, including Warwick, and then they all get disengaged by the Monsoon, so they don't get anything done. And as a result, obviously, Corki stays alive, Corki puts out damage. They're forced to respect that damage as they try and chase it down, and Ocelot was just a little bit too far away as well. So, free tower... Well, okay, I don't want to call it free because they committed a lot of time, but they also forced a similar investment from their opponents, and they, H2k, are the winners of that battle. And this is the scenario I was afraid of in Champion Select for Gamers2. They didn't win their lane very hard, or at all, and that's causing them big problems now.
Definitely is. We see what's almost a wit's end being picked up on Ku, and I think this demonstrates a little bit of inexperience with the current patch. Actually, we're going to see a dive on JWoww in the bot lane. There's an Ocelot there as well, but the exhaust goes down straight away. Ignite onto Auto Omnate. Ocelot will manage to escape. But yeah, a little bit of inexperience with the patch, because you don't really need a wit's end on your Warwick. You need to be a little bit tankier. You've already got the Skirmisher's Saber, so if you're going to use that smite, you're getting a lot of damage down. I would love to see him go a little bit tankier, maybe into a Randuin's or something like that, so he can actually stay around on the backline of H2k for a little bit longer. They're going to lose their third dragon of the game. Fourth dragon of the game.
Yeah, we do sometimes see the double damage item Warwick, but yeah, Wit's End doesn't fit,
it's not even,
really.
Yeah, it's not damage,
it's kind of damage, but it's kind of not, and it's also kind of not that efficient of an item, and they're kind of doing Baron right now as well.
And Baron does do a lot more damage these days, but Voidal pops the Monsoon. They'll be able to take this one really easy. There's no vision at the moment for Gamers2. And the Baron picks up 25 minutes into the game, and although it's only a 5,000 gold lead, H2k with 4 dragons to none, really dominant here. Ocelot is dead. That's so much damage going down. Ku does actually manage to pick up one, but JWoww off towards the side. Chaos Storm is chasing onto Voidal. Looks like the Solar Flare will come down onto Lulix as well, but Kasing might even get dived here. Lulix does go in, Ignite onto him. At the moment, JWoww is facing up Auto Omne at the top side, but here comes Yanan, and it's a very dead Victor. And he might be the creator, but he hasn't been created for that long because he goes down very quickly. I honestly have to say it feels like Gamers2 have given up at this point. Yeah. Yuki is, yep. He's... Hello. Yep. It's alright, Castor just wanted a hug, right? Yeah, with his sword. Hug. Purple sword. Anyway, so yes, game, surrender vote. And yes, surrender vote. Wait, and then the game... No game. The game did not end without a result. I can